So I recently checked my YouTube inbox, then my Discord, and I've thought of this for a while because this video was coming up no matter what, I believe so. There comes a certain point in time where the creator has to acknowledge his community's criticism. And it is my duty to listen to you guys because you are the ones that are watching my videos, not me. And trust me, I like reading your positive and negative comments, but it just tends to be the negative ones that's the most constructive. But I checked my hate comments folder and I couldn't really see anything. And that was why I decided that doing a hate comment video was not the right thing to do. Because the stuff that one considers hate, I consider criticism. Also, since I watched Bickuribox13's video and William12b striking commentary, I will be facing the feedback. I think we should first take a look at the comment section. Ah! My eyes! Over-edited to the point where it's annoying. Cringe. Don't edit vids that much. Just saying. Editing was overdone in my opinion, but who knows, I have no experience in it. Eyesore. Although this might be an unpopular opinion, but please chill on the edits a little. Please, less cringe screen shakes. Editing is gross. This is way over-edited. Over-edited. A bit over-edited, but nice. Kinda over-edit. Good job though. Edit. Kinda over-edited. Calm down, man. You over-edit your videos so much. Other than that, it's good. Your bed is fat and I think if you stop moving the screen, I could see the drops. Too flashy on this one. You overdid it. Why did you re-edit this? Original version gets rolled up with that. Pussy. Bear in mind that that is without including this lovely video that most of you loved. On this particular video, I must agree, it was kind of an eyesore. Now let's take a look at the constructive criticism I've gotten. 100% honesty here. The one thing that turns me off a PP video is overuse of effects. It could have had the best drops ever, but having constant effects coupled with even more layers on for every wide is just painful to look at. Good video though, just need to turn it down with the effects. I respect these kinds of comments. Even though they're subjective and opinionated, there is a sense of truth in this. You will see this apparent in the first Heroes Die Young video. To demonstrate what I usually do, I pick an effect, and I drag over 2 clips, and I put the effect on. This is a preset. Drag this on, see. There's not much of an effect or difference here. But, as you can see, I have my timeline cursor on this certain part of the clip. But if I go to this part of the clip, where it's a much brighter background, the glint effect will go crazy, and that was the mistake I made when making the first Heroes Die Young. And here's a similar comment. I've actually stopped using the soft contrasts that much as I did before. I mean, as a creator, I grow with my creations. I look at my edits and I get better and earn experience with editing. And I've also gotten much better at controlling the glint effect, and I kind of know where the in-between is, where it's not completely cancerous to look at. You kind of have phases where you kind of tilt towards a certain style of video making and then you move on to the next one. It's like comedy. At first everyone's talking about sex, but then they move on and talk about touchy subjects and get into the real stuff. I really wanted to talk about this comment, but I think it's way too specific for the certain video that he commented on. He mentions a lot how the music accords to the editing, like where the intense parts is not as intense as they should be, and it's not evenly managed. I think that I can understand this if you edit the first white bag in a parasite or sewers differently than the 5 others you get in the video. I did make a response to this comment, and if you want to read it, just pause the video. We have a lot to cover. Now for the part that 50% of you probably came for. The William12b video that was made yesterday, as of this recording. Bickuribox13 will also include his opinion at the end of this video. I quickly want to say that this is heavily opinionated. I'm trying to stay as objective as possible, but it will not be completely uninfluenced by my opinion. Now, before I touch on his points of view in this video, I will quickly say my opinion on this video. And shortly said, I think this video was meant as a kick in the nuts to this platform. I don't think this is a very positive video. It's not meant as something that's supposed to motivate the creators. A good 60% of this video is criticism, while the 40% of the rest is subjective facts, and that's the issue. I think that these two things gets mixed up too much. One thing that's really good to know when going into this video is, for example, that he doesn't like PPEs. Or at least that's the impression I get when watching this video and reading the comment section. It's going to be a biased opinion and a biased point of view. If you, for example, take my channel, I upload a lot of PPs and I edit them pretty heavily, and he's not really a fan of changing the look of the game and also making quote-unquote generic PPE videos. It's like if you asked a DC mega fan to complain about Marvel. But on the other side, I do appreciate the time that he spent on the video. It's well made, It's straight to the point. The video is strongly opinionated, but he has the right to have his opinions, and I don't think you should go and hate on him just because you disagree. I mean, if you don't like the cursing, swearing, or the insults, it's fair enough, but his points of view are fair enough, and I will take them into consideration. I will headline each of the points that he made in his video. First off, we have the name.
Shit stands for, oh shit, his channel is really shit.
It's funny that you mentioned this, because exactly 1 year ago I created this channel. I was sitting with a friend and he told me, dude, you should really make a YouTube channel, because he had his own and he had 100 subs or so. And I was like, what's my channel name gonna be? Original content. I mean, who the fuck wants original content? So let's make it a remix of something. But it's worse. It's like shit. So it's re-shit, like it's redone. And that was the purpose of my channel name. This channel was supposed to be a shitposting nightmare. And according to you, I fulfilled my purpose, so I am happy about that. I also took this screenshot from the video, and as you can see, every single PPE video is pretty much shit. And all my commentaries is meh. And the fun thing I noticed is up in the top right corner, you can see that Friends is one of the best sitcoms, and this says an awful lot about how we think of comedy. I think of sitcoms as a joke, delivered in a neat little package with a delivered soundtrack in the background that says, hey, you should laugh at this. I hope to believe that he watched at least 1 minute of each of my videos that's mentioned in that screenshot. And he certainly did for the unpopular opinions one, because I mentioned that I don't like Friends. So props to you for doing that, William12b.
Reshit is such a bad channel, and it really just goes from the basis of how can someone that knows so much about editing not know how to edit?
And this is the thing that I discussed earlier on. I completely understand this and I agree with this. It's too much in that specific video he's shown in the video, which is the Warrior PPE Heroes Die Young Part 1. Now, I'm familiar with the strategy of picking a certain video and taking that as an example for the whole channel, basically generalizing everything, because this video was indeed oversaturated. And to base a point on one video out of every single video I've made, although the Night PP Part 3 is a pretty good example as well, these two videos are by far the worst. The Pally PP has a touch of it. I do think that the Pally PP is better, but that doesn't mean it isn't really bright. I do think though that the glint effect looks much better than just having a white flash screen. And that's something that I manage in my newer videos. I've begun to turn down the glint and everything else to change the game. The look of the game, to create a more vibrant tone and color set.
Saying of just because you can do something doesn't mean you should is lost with Reshit.
Now this is the point where I think that he kind of loses it. Because this saying doesn't make any sense at all. This saying could work for anything. Just because you can play football doesn't mean you should. Just because you can make YouTube videos doesn't mean you should. Just because you can make a video criticizing every RotMG YouTuber doesn't mean you should. The reason I do over-edit stuff is because 1, I find it enjoyable. 2, people like to watch it. 3, I think it makes the experience much better if you're watching a PPE, and not just a bland video that's edited together with Windows Movie Maker. Because as you can see, I'm not spamming glint and shitty transitions on my commentary videos, because it's improving a certain kind of content. Or, at least that's my opinion. I think it adds another layer of depth to the video. And that has kind of become the image of my channel, over-editing stuff. And I see no reason in stopping what I'm doing, since I enjoy it and my subscribers enjoy it, which is why that you can press unsubscribe if you don't like the editing.
Which brings the question, do you put shit in your video because it helps the video, does it enhance the video, or because you think it looks cool? Because if it's a second, stop. It doesn't.
I must stop you right there. I do think that this looks decent. It looks good. I like changing the look and the feel of a game in the editing. It's really interesting, and if you've spent time on editing something from a generic PPE video to an edit plus an amazing PPE, you kind of feel just a tiny bit proud of it. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that this looks cool. And the rest of the phrasing is just basically him telling how would somebody like this. It's so terrible, it feels terrible. He wanted to go to a doctor, but I'm not sure a doctor could handle your life situation.
Even if we were to strip everything from his video and just put the basic content on it, you would still have a shitty generic fucking video.
This is where his PPE bias comes into play, because a PPE video in his eyes is seen as generic. And indeed it is, but isn't every single piece of content generic then? Because a piece of content created, like funny moments, wouldn't you consider that generic? We are a very small community, and we happen to really like PPE. Actually, I know a lot of players that only stuck around playing RotMG because of PPEs and NPs. Challenges. It's a new way to interpret the game. And I would still watch a video with no editing, a PPE video that you would consider generic, and still have fun watching it, because it's a PPE. It's a video showing a person's progress with something, and you really want this person to succeed while you watch the video. You follow along. But when you have such a PPE video that has no editing, don't you just sometimes want to watch someone do something with the editing of the video? Change it into something epic. And of course, if you take all the editing away, if you remove the mark that I have placed on the video, the unique thing I do with the video, of course it becomes just like all the others. It really makes sense. If you remove the unique component of a video, the video isn't unique anymore. But this is just as an opinionated statement that the one he made. Then he proceeds to talk about how that I also make non-PPE videos, that is commentary. And it's decent. They're not really good, they're just okay. He says they're generic and looks like they're from 2012, and I disagree with that. Whenever I make a concept video or a PPE, I think to myself, would I watch this video? If I saw this video in my recommended, would I watch it? And if there's something that I find interesting, it's data mining, which is why I make so much rarest items, unreleased stuff, because people really find it interesting. Like I do. You could say it's generic, but it's actually not, because at this moment there's no one really making these videos, and I'm pretty sure they haven't been made before. I think the closest video to this was the video Vastly made on 10 items you didn't know existed, and that is it.
Doesn't mean you can't screw them up, however, because God knows he has. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that?
In my defense, this specific video was made in the dark. It was a late night before school. But the first thing that he showed, the bulwark from the Ice Tomb guide, that was pure laziness. I didn't see it at first, but when I had it rendered, I noticed it. And it's because when you take these pictures from Lumai, these PNGs, there's something wrong with the shadows on it. Because of the pixel format. And if you make a small pixel format bigger, it looks grungy and not very good. Which is why I usually make the picture smaller in the newer videos and items. Both these videos are very old. The Ice Tomb guide was, I think, 2 days after I got my microphone, and the rarest items vid is probably 1.5 months ago.
What the fuck is going on here?
And you just kick them. I think this can be abused a lot. Now for one that Bickuribox actually mentioned. Honest mistake, I cut the clip incorrectly. Yeah, that is it. The explanation. I made a mistake in a video. Yeah. Sadly, my content can't be completely flawless. But that also explains the shit at the end of my name.
Why? Just why? Like, honestly, I would not be surprised if this guy was just making like a top 10 list or some shit. Oh, wait, oh.
I don't really understand this criticism. Maybe you're referring to me being predictable? Which is not really supported by anything, since I make polls with my subscribers and share my ideas before I even make the videos. But I see what you mean, like I'm just becoming another one of those YouTubers. And I actually want to thank you on that, because I haven't really thought that much of it. And with that, I'll end my opinion. We'll now hear Bickuribox13, welcome to the studio. This guy is known for his gay hip-hop songs in his videos, and also is the host of the RotMG YouTuber Review.
A collab video? Generic as fuck. Literally every YouTuber has done this before. Anyways, hello guys, I'm here to pretend to be Reshit's friend so I could gain subscribers from him. I want to be giving my opinion and defending Reshit since I'm a fan and I want someone like William to see another viewpoint on his videos. First of all, I want to point out all the great points in his video. Flashy lights, yes, it does give people seizures. Pointing out where the flashy lights put attention to on part of his videos. Good. Fucked up audio, I agree with that too. Now to the parts I personally disagree with. Editing. Everybody knows that Reshit is the guy who does the over edits. That's his unique style. And yes, putting shitty transitions does enhance the video. For example, on Luca's lovable sort PPE, the saturation is high as fuck. but it's because the music in the video gives it that brightness and colorful vibe. Also, editing makes things more fast-paced. Many people would rather watch a 5-minute PPE rather than a 20-minute Faflorian PPE. I mean, some people don't like PPEs in general, but many people do. Another thing is when you pointed out this.
Even if we were to strip everything from his video and just put the basic content on it, you would still have a shitty generic fucking video.
That part didn't make sense at all to me. Cause when you take out the part that makes Reshit special, which are his edits, then of course the video is gonna end up being a plain PPE. And about the
generic did you know videos.
Yes, that is true that the videos such as rarest items in RotMG is so basic, but still no one has done it before. Time to bring up some shit that we all learned at school. Author's purpose. The 4 purposes for an author, in this case a content creator, our purpose is either to entertain, persuade, inform, or amuse. Those specific type of videos are meant to inform. You're not supposed to be entertained by it, nor should those videos have a need of being super high quality. Like, who actually gives a fuck about the outlines for the pictures? Okay, maybe I'm just saying that because I don't know how to clean up those pictures and I don't know how simple it is to fix that. Another thing I want to talk about is what William didn't include in his criticism. Most of it is fine in my eyes, but there's one huge flaw. Why would you have an insane beat drop on a fucking wine cellar drop? Next time, you should not even include the wine cellar drop and throw away the clips until you get a decent drop. Usually for me, when I'm editing and I know a beat drop is coming up, I discard all the bad loot I get until I get like a white bag. Well, that's all I can say about this. What I think Reshit should change and make his content better than it is already is that 1. Don't use as much flashy lights or don't use them at all. Most people don't like that and the people who don't mind it won't even miss it. 2. Match the hype to the music to the loot you get. 3. Subscribe to Bickuribox13. Thanks so much for watching this video and always don't forget to check out my video which will probably be soon. Alright, see you.